So, welcome to the Talk to Relate podcast. I am your host. I remain your host, Chidera, and I am super excited to share this episode to you because joining me on this episode is no other person than my lovely dad. But before I move on, I want to share my deepest appreciation to my amazing listeners for their continuous support, their continuous encouragement, and their belief in this journey. I want to say a very, very big thank you to each and every one of you. A very big shout out to everyone. I see your, I'm even though I don't respond to your comments, I see your words of encouragement. You saying I should move on, I should continue, and all I can say is thank you, and may God bless you all richly. So now let's dive into today's theme. Today's theme, I want to be talking about intimacy in our world today. Honestly, I've come to realize something very important, and it's about the concept of relationships and intimacy. These two concepts are closely intertwined and almost inseparable. Growing up, due to media misrepresentation of so many concepts, I've come to realize that intimacy is not just about sex, and it was just recent I got to realize that both um concepts, that is relationship and intimacy, are related but not synonymous. um Due to media misrepresentation, you would see blogs headlined that a man was caught with having intimacy with his housemaid, but the first concept that comes to your mind is sex or romance. That's Nigerian blogs for you all. So over time I've realized that, and intimacy is not just about the physical. It's more about connections and building and maintaining deep connections, sharing ideologies and maintaining those ideologies. So um before I move on, I want to say a very big thank you to my dad for making out time to be on this podcast. I know you are very busy, but you somehow find a way to make out time for your children. I want to say a very, very big thank you for that. So, Daddy, talk to me about intimacy. What is your own opinion, your own definition on that word?
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity and to speak about this topic in this your pet project of podcast. And I need to speak from the point of personal experience, what it means to be intimately related with somebody or some being. I know from your past um, podcasts that this is about relationship to self, to God, and to neighbors. So, intimate relationship at these various levels, you know, refer to the deep relationship. You can see that they are actually intertwined. A relationship can be a distant relationship or it can be an intimate relationship. Now, how intimate can you be with yourself? That means you know yourself very well. With your God, it means you know you are God and you know what would make you to be close to God, and intimate with other people, starting from your immediate family to the distant relations, to friends, to the community, to the church, and to the entire world. So, intimate relationship defines the closeness, how close you are related with a person or a thing. Could even be your car. Some people buy their cars and call it their love. Some people relate with their pets intimately. When your pet sees you return from um, a journey, the way they come to play with you or relate with you shows that level of intimacy. So intimate relationship does not always refer to the sexual relationship. Sexual relationship is also part of intimacy, but it's just one part. So every intimate relationship, you cannot say that an intimate relationship with a son, for instance, is a sexual relationship. It's a deep,
Connection.
passionate relationship that makes you to, okay, say, I know what Chidera would do in this circumstance because I have a deep, intimate relationship with him. So that does not connote anything
Yeah,
immoral. So.
exactly. You know, I came across this article, The Seven Levels of Intimacy by Matthew Kelly, and he said something about someone can attain so much in life, can have the best of cars, the best of, designer clothes, and see. The person's heart is restless. I'm just
Mm,
quoting him. The
mm.
person's heart is restless, he hasn't um achieved anything per se. So from this statement, what can you say? Can you share a deeper knowledge on what this statement is all about?
Yeah, it shows. I mean, for somebody to develop an intimate relationship or an intimate affection for something makes you a complete person. A heart that is a broad-minded person is the person that can develop intimate relationship with others without any strings attached. So um, when you are somebody that um, you know relates freely and take people as people, that is, speaking in a colloquial way now, that okay, this is my personal person. Okay, it's only a heart that is complete, somebody that do not have reservations against another person, that because they say it is from the depth of the heart that the mouth speaketh. If you are a heart, okay, or you have a heart that accommodates, appreciates, relates, okay, then you can develop affection. You
Hmm.
can then develop intimate relationship.
So intimacy is inevitable.
It is for some people that do not hold grudges, because a relationship can be there and you are just managing. Outside, you may be seeing that kind of, just high relationship, and then it has to be complete, to be deep. It has to be, that relationship has to um, be honest. It has to be to be accompanied by the love of God, by the spirituality of the individual, for it to develop to intimacy. Intimate relationship, you can have um, incidentally, I'm a wrong example to give when you talk of levels of relationship with family, because everybody for me is one. Incidentally, I mean, you can attest to that. Even when I have reasons to um, draw some lines, But I remember that I cannot use my hand to destroy what I'm building. So it also shows fix what is before you, Christ on the altar, God above us, and make sure that you don't have or you have very limited distractions.
So, would you also say the building block for every successful stakeholder, businessman, must be built on relationship, on intimacy?
Sure, 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 sure. I tell you, whatever little achievements I'm making in business today is because of relationships built over time. And from the first time you met till the second time, third time, you build that intimacy that you can begin to tell each other secrets. Okay, so a particular company is moving from point A in their business process to point B because of that intimate relationship we have with the stakeholders. They tell you, okay, are you prepared for this movement? If there is no intimate relationship with such stakeholders or key account managers in those companies, you will never know. So you will be knocking on doors for a technology in our own case that has already been jettisoned by the company. So
Hmm.
year in, year out, you'll be looking for what is not available.
Okay, you're the CEO of ZTF
Yes.
ICT Solutions. Okay, have you ever been sentimental about your relationships with, highly profound stakeholders and not so highly profound stakeholders? Do you still keep that same energy with them, even though you may not get, a certain amount of opportunities with, a lowly profound stakeholder?
Oh no. Each time I step into a company, when I step into a business premise, the way I greet the gatekeepers, that is security men,
Yeah,
the receptionists, is the way I will greet the
this
CEOs.
manager.
Because everybody has their own level of um, gatekeeping, as it were.
Hmm.
If the security personnel does not park your car properly or does not allow you to register, you cannot see the CEO. So they are all important in their own rights, and I accord them that respect. That is why most of the time, I find it difficult to be kept at the reception for too long wherever I go to, because everybody has. I will pay my dues in quotes as I move from the gate to whoever I want to see. And sometimes I don't even get to see the people up there because there may be no need. Um, the company already knows that this company is what is providing the service. So, and they know, because of the relationship, business relationship built over time, the quality they bring and the sincerity, the professionalism. When you get to the security man, he already knows what the CEO will say, and he will do your biddings quickly
Yes,
and then let you go. So if
exactly.
it is where you are struggling to build that relationship, then you go through all the processes, and maybe at the end of the day, you won't see who will give you the attention you need.
Because this question was to was to throw you off balance, but I guess I failed in doing that.
Ah, well, you're talking to a veteran.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about life as a self-revelation. I mean, whatever you give someone whatever you tell someone is like um is going to be interpreted by that person. Whatever you do or whatever you say to someone is a clear interpretation of what that person has interpreted in his or her mind. So over the years, you've maintained some certain relationships with friends, colleagues. What is that quality that has made you maintain, or what is that quality that you possess that has made you maintain that relationship for that long?
Okay.
Like, even before I was born, before you even met mommy, you've been friends with a certain amount of people for that time till now. And no relationship can survive, most relationships don't survive for that long. So what is that quality, and what is their own quality that has made you not let that person go?
Okay. Yeah. Um, I do not. Part of what keeps me going is that I do not have preconditions, in getting into any relationship.
Mm.
I do not have preconditions. I'm open. And so when I enter into any relationship, I do not have preordained expectations. So, but if I find out that you are meeting up with a certain level of my expectations without expecting too much, just sincerity, just a bit of integrity, just a bit of um, transparency in relationship, then you are my friend. And because I don't over expect you to do certain things, to go out of your way to satisfy me, any little thing you do for me, I'm happy. And I also do, return the favor, in such a manner that when you begin to over expect from me, I will call you aside and say, please, this is the much I can do. If that doesn't um, satisfy you, well, I I cannot manage your expectation, then I will just keep it off, allow it to simmer. But thank God, or thankfully, in most of the cases, my friends have always understood my person, because I don't go about over promising what I cannot do, or expecting you to promise me what I know I cannot give. So we all manage our expectations and make sure that, you know nobody takes the other for granted. You respect that relationship. Respect it in such a way that, if the person feels okay, this person is not doing so well for me, you ask yourself, what did he promise you? If
Yeah.
he promised you A and is doing B, that is where the problem is. But if you leave it at the level of whatever we see, we do, and then you are sincere about it, then maintain a very open.
I
Uh,
would agree with you 100% on that, because most relationships now fail.
they are transactional.
Yes,
If it's a transaction, if you come in with a transactional mindset to relate with me,
yes,
that relationship
exactly.
will not last a week, because relationship should be free.
Yes. You may be in a relationship with someone, but that person is not in a relationship with you.
Exactly. He's relating to you or with you because of what he thinks he can get from you.
Yes, entitlement
Entitlement, the relationship.
mentality.
So I abhor it, and once I notice it, I'll distance myself in a very polite way.
Way. Exactly.
But those who have come to you with the mindset that, okay, it must either be you doing this for me, or you're a bad person, You allow them to be, because life is all about, according to the Nigerian balance, soldier go, soldier come,
Jacob.
the barrack remains. So if you are happy with what how I can relate with you sincerely, because I also don't tell myself a lie. What I cannot do, I don't promise. And if I want to refuse, I will give you the rejection in a very polite way, in
We,
such a way that it's not because I hate you, it's just because I cannot meet expectation. And in any case, in most cases, when you satisfy every need that comes from your friend or people you are relating to, uh, relating with, the day you, as much as go below, that relationship is dead. I don't know if you understand. So
yeah.
any day you have a relationship with somebody, and it's material based, the day you cannot afford that thing that brought that relationship together, that relationship will crash. But if it is a relationship that is open, you allow circumstances to take care of themselves while you honestly take care of each other, the little you can. Don't break the bank because you want to help a friend. Just uh, respect that relationship, respect that you also have your responsibilities, respect that he also has his responsibilities, and that when expectations are not met, it does not mean refusal. It means that perhaps there are limitations to which, but some people will not believe that there could be limitations. And so when that mindset comes, you let it go and say, okay, good luck to you.
Mm. Well, mommy was the recent person I interviewed, and her own idea. I don't know if you finished watching that episode. Her own idea of her relationship with her friends is very. Her own is, if you relate with me, I relate with you.
Mm.
She doesn't put in so
There are
much
no
effort.
middle ground.
Yes, doesn't put so much effort. You know, so that's um interesting. I feel like we are both alike
Mm.
because my relationship, with my friends, I tend to, first of all, set boundaries.
Mm.
I set boundaries. If you're the type that I don't like your way of life, I tell you that this thing you are doing, in a playful way, like you said, in a polite way, this thing you're doing, I don't like it. Even my neighbors in my lodge, I set boundaries, and it has helped me cut off people, cut off friendship. And speaking of cutting off, are there relationship you have, you have had for so long, and right now you're not in that relationship?
Yes.
I mean 20 years relationship, 10 years.
Lifetime relationships
Hmm.
have that were cut off because
Hmm.
of unmet expectation from the other party.
Yeah.
So it's what we call entitlement relationship.
Yeah.
So if we are relating with, if I am always there for you on Sunday mornings, it means that till my death I will always be with
There.
you on Sunday morning. No, that's not how life should be.
Be.
We have to graduate from one point to the other because life is dynamic. When I'm no more meeting that your expectation, adjust, face the reality. I may be going through certain phase of my life that requires that I have to put in more time for something else. If I notice that in you, I will also give you a space
Yes.
and allow you to come around. One day we come back together and sit down and say, oh, okay, we will share experiences. You will see that the person you are fretting that, okay, he has abandoned you, maybe going through something
Something.
that
Exactly.
you never knew about.
Yes.
It can only
Yes.
come if you do not have preconditions of on uh, expectations that are so toxic, like family relationships that expect you to be doing so much from your cradle till you die, that you must, this is what you must always do. Is toxic and is not good for anybody. So once it gets to that stage, the best thing is to step back and watch. If everybody comes back together later in life, or at later stage of your being, and start relating again, fine and good. Otherwise, it is better to have your peace
Exactly.
and let that person also enjoy himself or herself with the peace he or she has found. Don't kill yourself because you want to maintain a relationship.
Exactly. Self prioritization is
Yes.
very important in any kind of relationship. So let's talk about family. Um, you and mommy has been married for over 20 years. So
25 years.
25 years
Yes.
to be specific, 25 years. And I know my mother can be very difficult, at
Wow. I hope she
times.
will not hear that.
She knows already. So that one is so um has he always been, so difficult? Like, not difficult, but you know, at what point did you realize that you'll get married to mommy?
Okay. Um, well, I won't tell you the point I made up my mind. And I'm also sure she cannot tell you at what point she made up her mind.
And yeah,
But it's like what I said. When I enter into any relationship, you go in with an open mind. That whatever life brings along the way, you analyze it and take a decision one way or the other. Yes, your mom is not more difficult than me. The only thing is that I'm more diplomatic,
yes,
and
yeah,
I give it to her because she is a woman.
woman,
Women are not as introspective as men.
yeah,
So if she is coming with the feminine side,
you know,
I will know, and then I will be able to manage that,
manage it.
because relationship is
Oh,
all about tolerance,
tolerance.
management, and come
Mm,
out to the best. So people see us as the best couple. I'm proud of that,
yes.
and it's not because we don't have our issues. We do. Even when we were just friends, we used to have our issues.
Okay, you and mommy were once friends.
Sure, we didn't just come one day and married. Yeah, we
Okay,
were.
okay, you dated.
Yes,
Hmm,
and
that's new. That's very new. I
oh,
felt like,
okay. You thought we just
no,
met and wedded, went
no.
to church.
The idea I have in my head is that you were working and she came into your office. You met at the office. Then you started talking. You know. Then from there, feeling sparked and took off.
Well, I don't know if it is good for the interview, but
Okay.
if it is good, then I would let you know that. I mean, um, the relationship started quite well in the office. She
Okay.
visited my office with a friend, and incidentally, I was not around. So they went elsewhere. Then by the time they came back, I had come back, and then I saw a very tiny, small, beautiful girl. so, so,
Okay.
and because her friend that led her to my office, you know, was a girlfriend to a friend.
Okay.
So, and she came from Abuja. I was told she was coming to see me. So, and then we went out for lunch at Mr. Biggs. That
Hmm.
was the first time your mom went to Mr. Biggs. So, and that time, Mr. Biggs was new.
You say you bought a Scotch egg.
Yes, Scotch egg and meat pie. So, if you want to take a girl out that time and you go to Mr. Biggs, oh, you are the
Wow.
highest.
Okay.
So that was how we developed, and then I saw her, liked her from that day.
Hmm.
Beautiful, not now that. If you saw her earlier pictures, you know
Yeah,
that
I've
her
seen it.
mom was,
Yes.
and
She was too fair,
yeah,
very light skinned.
and very tiny, very slim. Not. I mean, I was on the big side, so
Yes.
and when you see a very pretty slim girl, it was a turn on for me. So we dated, and one good thing about her, which is the same principle she has maintained. She has a strong character. If she
Yes.
believes in something, she believes in it, and
Yes.
she's not. That's why I say she's not diplomatic. She likes something, she likes it. So any other thing you want to do about it, she will disagree with you.
Yes.
So that is the thing.
Yes.
So those are the qualities, even though we are from different cultural backgrounds, I my friends liked her because at that time you cannot do much without the endorsement of your friends.
Mm.
Her beauty is too much to even. It was even if you have other
Flaws.
yes, her beauty was too mesmerizing, and then you will always want to take other things as
Mm.
immaterial.
Yeah.
So, and so besides that, she's also a very very good heart, and I
Good
tell
heart.
you,
Yeah.
she has a very good heart. She was working in a place where her salary was very small, very poor. I think smaller than my own. At, at that time, I was earning about 700 naira as a monthly salary. And my uncle in Festac had a medical condition called leukemia. That's the cancer of the blood,
Blood.
cancer of the bone marrow and blood. So we are doing blood transfusion for him every three every 3 days. We were putting 2 pints of blood, and he was almost stranded in the hospital. So we were looking for money. At that time, your mom gave me 10,000 naira.
10,000
I'm
naira.
telling you, that was 1970. Sorry, 1990, 1998.
10,000 naira.
So
That should be like a million, 10 million
So
now.
at that moment, I say this is a wife material that can
Yeah.
support you all the way. So, and
Wow.
no matter whatever you are telling me about tribe and all these things, I will pay deaf ear because At the end of the day, we are living together now. All those tribesmen, where are they? You know, and I'm not sure I will have enjoyed living with any other person
Person.
as much as I'm enjoying her. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Uh,
sometimes two different people can never be the same. For instance, to even buy this land and build here was all her idea
hmm.
and insistence, you know, and so
Wow.
many other things that we did.
Wow.
So that is why.
Well, even without hearing these new things you're saying about mommy, I've always told myself that um I will not settle for less in a woman.
Mm,
When when I'm ripe for marriage and all of that, either my wife is like my mom or better. So not every child can say that. You know,
mm,
especially those that can't vouch for how good loving their mother is.
mm.
So, um,
And then you will be a father
yes,
like your dad
like
or
my
better
father
than
or
your
better
dad.
than my dad. Yes, I mean it takes two to tango. So yes. Okay. Let's talk about your relationship with God. Lastly, um, over the years since you got to the level of reason, how have you built and maintained that relationship with that supreme
Okay, to God be the glory. I started relating with God as a child. Um, my parents were pagans, and so I remember one incident immediately after the war when we got home. You know, because during the war we ran into the bushes, and after the war we got home. My mother, we had we pounded yam just to show that we have come back, like a celebration. And then she gave me um, some pieces of fufu that I should I should, pour libation to our ancestors. So I had to pick pieces of that food and throw to the ancestors. So that was her own way of calling upon the Supreme Being to give appreciation that we ran away from home during the war and we are back safely. So that's a thank you to them. I also learned from my mother a very powerful way of prayer. So she would bring kola nut and every morning or most mornings. And so I learned that and I was following her footsteps whenever she went for sacrifices to idol. I followed her until about 1972-73 when I entered the primary school, and then I joined friends and started attending catechism classes. So that was when I now moved into Christianity, Catholicism, until 1974. 1974, I had my first Holy Communion. In 1975, was the confirmation. So from that moment, any other thing other than Jesus Christ, Saint Jude, I promised God in one of my prayers that if I ever have a male child, his name will be Jude. Emeka will have answered Jude because I wasn't sure of another one. But I was prevailed upon to give him Emmanuel.
Yeah.
So that is why merely you were born, I said, okay, this is the Jude. I promise St. Jude. And so the St. Jude was my patron saint. That is the saint of difficult situations. Growing up, I know how difficult life was. So what if you go and read the prayers of St. Jude? He's called the patron of difficult situations. So whenever I had a decision to make as a child, whenever I wanted to do exams, or if I was sick, I would do a 9 days novena. Most up to my university level, I would bring a pen, wrap it in an envelope, and for the 9 days of novena, I would pray with that pen. And that would be the pen I used throughout my exams. So that is how deeply I was relating with God. So I'm not praying to St. Jude. Of course, for a Catholic, you know that they are all the saints only intercede for us. You know, um, in the from Christ. Christ is the ultimate route to heaven, but to his disciples, at least, we relate with them as intercessors. So, you know the rest that from your childhood, immediately you start knowing, having some kind of reason I will be care of you. If you saw my mother pray here, you will shed tears because you will see that sincerity, that connection to the supreme being, and you believe that, oh, okay, this woman is very godly. So that was the kind of upbringing she gave to us, and that is why, if I offend anybody, it means either an error or that reaction from me was justifiable. I cannot go out of my way to offend anybody. I cannot, and I don't up to this moment. But the moment you find me falling out with somebody, sit us down. If it was not an error of judgment, which I will quickly apologize for, then it was a justifiable action that is merited due to something done against me.
Daddy, thank you for sharing these wonderful experiences and answering my questions, even the ones I planned to show you off balance. I'm very honored to have you on this episode. Um, Honestly, I can see that I've learned a lot, things that I don't know about you. This little moment you shared, I've learned a lot, about you, your upbringing, and everything. So that's a wrap, guys. I'm very happy that you're tuning into this episode. I hope you've learned a lot, one or two things, like being prayerful, setting boundaries in your relationships, knowing what you want in your relationships, and so thank you very much for tuning to this episode. That's a wrap, and I want to hint something. There will be the next episode I'm going to have in this podcast is going to be a very amazing episode. I don't want to say who the guest is going to be, but just stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, tell me how you want me to improve on my next video, and most importantly, subscribe. I want to also say a very big thank you to all those that are showing their effort their encouragement, and their belief in this journey. Thank you very much, and keep talking, keep relating, and stay radiant. Thank you.
Thank you.